Hello, Degens. Welcome to Degenerate Bets. I am the Brofix One AJ. With me, as always, is my co-host Noah. Follow me on Twitter at Brofix One, Noah at N_Engelbretts, and Degenerate Takes at Degen Takes on all social media platforms. However you're watching, however you're listening, thank you so much. We do appreciate it if you like, share, and subscribe to help us fight against those bastard algorithms, bro. I mean, come on. We're doing everything we can, and we just need your help to fight off these assholes and, win this fight against the algorithms. Noah, have you had any other issues? Because let me tell you, the algorithms have been running wild on me, brother.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. That's right. And honestly, Noah, that's what I kind of have to say about this week 3 slate is fuck it, dude. Because, we're about, you don't have to bet the whole board, but you damn as well might. And we did last week, and I took a bath. Let me tell you, my Barstool Sportsbook must fucking love me after last weekend. They took a lot of my money because I just had a rough weekend. How were you on the NFL? Because I was absolutely dog shit.
I went 20-10 on my 30 bets last week, so we were doing real well. We were feeling good about that.
Yeah.
Can't complain about 2/3.
Definitely. You can't complain about that at all. So I would definitely tail Noah and considering fading the Brofix One until he gets hot again. But who knows? It may be for a while. I'm still 7-3 on my college picks weekly, so I'm not too upset. Just wish I could get hot on NFL. But you know what, Noah? Just kind of like sports. When you play baseball, you have to have a short memory span. You can't remember your last at bat. You can't remember that. Same thing with being like playing being a wrestler. You can't remember your last match. You have to just look forward to your next one. Sports betting is the same way. You can't worry about what happened last week. You have to focus on this week. And that's why I'm ready, though. Even though I hate a lot of these lines, I'm ready for this week. We're about to turn it around. We're about to get hot, starting with Thursday Night Football, Carolina Panthers at the Texans. Huge news coming in on this game is that Tyrod Taylor will be out with why is that injury skipping me
Hamstring.
now? Hamstring. Thank you. He absolutely blew it out his last game. Carolina Panthers are an 8-point favorite. Money line is at -400 for the Panthers, +300 for the Texans, over under at 43.5. Noah, I like the Panthers to win this game. Even though the Texans are injured and without Tyrod and everything, the defense still isn't the worst thing in the world. Sam Darnold, the jury is still kind of out on him. That's a bandwagon I haven't fully jumped on yet. However, I do think he is going to be the better quarterback in this scenario. I'm gonna stick with I'm gonna go with the money on. The spread on this one. Give me the 8 points with the Panthers. That money line is just not a good price for me. I'll take the money. I'll take the spread at 8 points. What are your thoughts on this game?
I didn't hate what I saw out of Davis Mills, the backup in Houston. After Tyrod went down in the first half last week, they kept the game close against Cleveland. I don't like Carolina being favored by 8 points against any fucking team in the league. Is what I'm saying here. I don't think Carolina can routinely win by double digits against anyone. I think this line skewed from what it should be because of Carolina last week. Give me Houston to cover 8.
Wow.
I think Houston's going to be a heavy underdog in a lot of the games this year. I think they're going to finish the year with a good ATS record. I don't think they're going to have a good win-loss record, but their against the spread record will be pretty decent, I think.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to track going through the season.
2-0 so far.
They
Let's
are
make it
2-0. Yeah, we'll see.
One of 5 teams that are 2-0 against the spread.
True. That that Texans team just scares me a little bit too much to bet on them, even to cover a spread at 8 points. I'm gonna stick with the Panthers -8. Hopefully Sam Darnold can show out, and actually show that he's a quarterback that can win games he's supposed to win by a lot of points. we'll see what happens there. Game I'm excited about next week, just because I love the line. I think, honestly, I might buy up, get this spread at plus 210, maybe plus 300 if I can. I'm talking about the Cardinals and the Jaguars. Cardinals are a 7-point favorite against the Jaguars, minus 360 on the line, 275 for the Jag. The total at 52 points. I love the Cardinals to cover 7-point spread. Jaguars have been showing some signs of trending in the right direction. However, the Cardinals, I think, are going to win more games. Again, they're going to win these games that they're supposed to win. Kind of a rough game against the Vikings. I have no excuses because they just could not stop Dalvin Cook to save their life. They just didn't look good defensively that game, especially coming off of Chandler Jones getting 5 sacks and absolutely dominating week 1. But I'm going to homer this one. I'm going to go with the Cardinals minus 7 for this game. What do you think, bud?
Yeah, this might be one of the easiest bets of the week. I mean, I have my questions about the Cardinals defense that I've still had from the beginning of the year. I know you're way more sold on Arizona than I am. I'm still not entirely sold on the Cardinals.
Defense had me question a lot of things last week. I'm not completely sold on that defense after seeing some weaknesses in the secondary.
But the reason I love this game and this bet, is because Jacksonville's so bad. I mean, and it's going to take 4 or 5 weeks before these lines start reflecting that. Mm-hmm. I mean, Denver was a 7.5 point favorite last week.
Yeah,
absolutely trashed them. Well, not absolutely. Actually, they didn't cover by a ton. They only
won pretty good though.
I think 13 or 14 points. But the Cardinals are a better team than the Denver Broncos. So, Trevor Lawrence, what's he have? Five interceptions through 2 weeks.
Yeah, the most he's had in a long time. I'm telling you that.
The only reason nobody's talking about that this week is because Zach Wilson threw 4 of them against a very tough New England defense. Zach Wilson interceptions weren't his fault. We'll talk about that later. But this Jacksonville team's just so bad. All around. Kind of my strategy for my survivor leagues is almost it's pick against Jacksonville most weeks, and if they're playing a shitty team, then pick against the Lions or the Eagles or the Falcons. But Jacksonville's my number one public enemy, and coming into this season, I did not pick them to be the worst team in the league. I thought it would be Detroit or Houston, but after watching them play 2 weeks, I do think Jacksonville at this point is the worst team in the league. Although I have noted before that I think at the halfway point of the season is when they're going to start clicking a little bit better. I don't think they're going to win a ton of games, but I think the first 7 to 8 games are just going to be very rough. I wouldn't be surprised if they get off to an 0-8 start.
Yeah, they're going to have a rough season ahead of them, and it's expected. It's a rookie quarterback, brand new team. They're trying to build a new culture there and everything. They'll be good in 2 to 3 years, but we're in those dog days for them right now.
Not even though, because dude, they have so many issues, which is why I hate them with every pick so much. Because their offensive line is garbage, their defense is garbage. You combine the two of those, they don't have that much of a running game, and then you got a rookie quarterback. They have good receivers, but that's the only nice thing I can say about them. And Urban Meyer seems like he's not ready to coach in the NFL either. So.
Well, hey, that USC job does look juicy for him. I'm not going to lie. Let's talk about it.
I love the Cardinals, I guess.
Yeah, I love the Cardinals at -7. Game that I think is also pretty easy to pick just from watching and just from observing. You got Falcons and the Giants. Giants are a 3-point favorite. Money line -175 for the Giants, +140 for the Falcons, 48.5 total. I don't think this has anything to do. I think the Giants are a bad team. Okay, don't get me wrong. I think the Giants are a bad
so are the Falcons.
Team.
So are the Falcons.
With that being said, I think the Falcons are a worse football team. I think elite quarterback Matt Ryan might be moved down to sub-elite Matt Ryan. I am not liking his gameplay. He doesn't have an O-line to protect him. He can't be a pocket. You cannot be a pocket quarterback in this league if you do not have a good line to defend you. He doesn't. Tom Brady does. That's the difference between the two.
So I got a question for you here that you're not gonna like.
I have an answer that you'll like. I don't know what.
So Tampa Bay giving up, 28 points or whatever to the Falcons. Because you're so high on Tampa Bay and Tom Brady and all that. Are you concerned about the Bucs at all, or do you think the Falcons offense maybe has some sign of life? I mean, obviously the Eagles only gave up 6 points, and Tampa Bay let Atlanta stay in that game for 3 quarters, almost.
Again, it doesn't matter what the score is for 3 quarters. It matters what the score is at the end of the game. So no, I have no concerns whatsoever. Tom Brady, I think the Buccaneers are going to be kind of more like the Jesus Christ, like Kansas City has been in the past. They're going to win games, but it just isn't going to be pretty, and they're not going to cover. And I'm okay with that because I do think they're still going 20-0 this season, and they keep looking like they're going to. And so here we go.
What do you mean they keep looking like they're going to? They barely beat the Cowboys.
Won the game. Okay, keep going.
But barely beat them. Won by 2 points. We're in a dogfight with Atlanta until Matt Ryan threw back-to-back pick sixes.
Won the game.
And Atlanta's terrible. And those are your two weeks for your sample size right there. And so, yeah, their offense looks really good still, but their defense looks like they're maybe not quite all it. I don't know.
Yeah, they might not be clicking on all cylinders yet. You know what I mean? They definitely kept a lot more off. Noah, you know what? Yeah, it's a fucking issue. I don't know what else you want me to say. That defense is looking a little suspect coming into this next week. We'll get to that game eventually. I haven't looked at that line. Like, I've looked at the line. Again,
True.
You know what? Fuck it.
No,
fuck it, because this game is a lot more interesting, I think.
Okay,
than
so we're coming back to the Falcons Giants after this one.
We'll come back to the shit Falcons Giants, but this
AJ, I'm very curious to see or to hear what are your thoughts on this game, because I know exactly where I stand.
I know where you stand on it too. Tom, it's Tom fucking Brady. I really don't know what else you want me to say about it. That offense is going to score more points than that defense is going to allow. And I think that's the formula of success here. Yes, don't get me wrong. Kind of concerning with what the Falcons did to them, considering how bad the Falcons team are. Yes, they do have a quote-unquote elite quarterback in Matt Ryan leading that team, being able to charge down the field and everything. But obviously, he has his issues throwing those 2 pick sixes and everything like that. Tampa Bay has not been playing their best football these last 2 weeks. I'm the first to admit that. I'll live and die on the fact that they're going to go 20-0. It's not going to be pretty at this point. Tom Brady is old. I mean, he is showing signs of rust. Don't get me wrong. He's completing darts down the field, still reading defenses and just wrecking them left, right, and center. But that defense is going to cause some issues, and I think is going to cause the Buccaneers to come back from behind more than they want to. And the Rams, dude. Rams are looking like a football team. They are looking better than they have been in a long time. Matt Stafford, like I said a couple weeks on this show, Matt Stafford to the Rams may be the best trade in NFL history for the Rams. And the line is tripping me out, bro. We got Buccaneers -1.5. The price is what kills me at -107. The Rams are +1.5 at -114.
What are they money line?
Money line, you got -122 on the Buccaneers, +102 for the Rams.
That's all that matters.
55.
That's all that matters. Just take the Rams. Take the Rams. Because
I know, that money is
Tom Brady's entire career. When does he have bad games? When he has to deal with a menacing pass rush that can get pressure with only 4 guys. The Rams defensive line can get pressure with 4 guys consistently. Rams obviously beating Tampa Bay last year. The other games Tampa Bay lost all were to good defenses with good defensive lines. Not good, but like great defensive lines. This is a meltdown game for Tom Brady waiting to happen. He is going to be sacked and hit way more than he's comfortable being hit. His 44-year-old bones are going to be hating him, because the reason he's played so long and can play so long is because the dude doesn't take hits. He doesn't take hits, but when he does, he is his entire career, and this is why he's played for so long. It's because he goes down and he doesn't take those hits. He doesn't step into a throw when he knows a guy's going to hit him. I don't know if I want to call him smart or a pussy. He's a smart pussy, but he just falls on the ground, so he doesn't take those hits. So he protects his body, but he won't give up his body for the team. He never has. That's not going to change. I think Aaron Donald and that Rams defensive line is going to really, really get on him. And I love the Rams money line. They're handing the Bucs a loss. And I love the under on this game too at 56, 55 and a half. I like the under a lot because Tampa Bay's got they've scored a lot of points the first 2 weeks, but they've played the Dallas defense and the Falcons defense. It doesn't stack up to the Rams defense. Rams are going to hold them lower. Rams aren't, I don't think, going to have a tremendous showing on offense, but it'll be better than the Bucs. I think that both offenses are very, very good, but I think the difference in this game is that the Rams defense will outshine the Bucs defense, and they're going to cause Tom Brady problems. I'm curious to see who Jalen Ramsey's covering, because he's either going to shut down Mike Evans. I'd put him on probably Godwin or Antonio Brown until it gets into the red zone, and then I put him on Mike Evans. But
who are you putting on Gronk then?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe probably a linebacker on Gronk, but Gronk does have 4 touchdowns through 2 weeks, but that's obviously not gonna that touchdown rate's not gonna even come close to holding up throughout the season. But
we'll see. They look, Tom Brady, Gronkowski being the best tight end and quarterback combination in the history of the NFL.
Yes, but
see him getting.
Gronk and Mike Evans are both mainly just red zone threats at this point. And so
that's fine.
But if you prevent them from getting into the red zone in the first place, you don't even have to worry about Evans and Gronk as much.
So then this is honestly why I like the Tampa Bay a little bit more. I think Gronk's going to be on Aaron Donald. He's a blocking tight end. He can block, dude, and I think he'll cause him some issues. I'm not saying he's going to stop him.
Aaron Donald is an interior defensive lineman.
Hey, Gronk's versatile, bro.
How the fuck? You're saying Gronk's going to line up behind the offensive line, like right under center, like with the right next to Tom?
Put him in pistol or something like that, bro. Hell yeah, have him stand right next to him.
Bro, you're talking fucking crazy right now. That makes no sense.
What do you mean it doesn't make sense? That's exactly what the hell I would do if I have that interior problem. Have Gronkowski line up.
Gronk doesn't block. He doesn't even block anymore. He's just
he can though when he needs to, and he's shown that these last 2 weeks.
Dude, oh my.
Put Gronk in the backfield and have him block for you. That's what I would do, and I think that's going to be the recipe for success for the Buccaneers.
And this is why you're not a coach or even any sort of decision maker in an NFL organization.
Well, absolutely. That's why I have a YouTube channel and a Spotify. Follow us at Degenerate Takes on both of those, by the way. Like, share, and subscribe. It helps us fight those algorithms. But yeah, no, absolutely. But I'm just saying.
That's ridiculous.
It's not. No. It's ridiculous, but it's not crazy. I think that's the key at this point.
It's
and this NFL, we're seeing
insanity.
Crazy shit left, right, and center.
Either way,
borderline insanity. Did you see the shit the Cardinals were pulling this weekend, bro? That was insanity.
We could go on about this for fucking hours, but let's go back to the game we were just talking about. The
Falcons Giants.
We need to calm down a little bit. Let's get back to a game that isn't as exciting. AJ, I kind of lean Giants on this one, but I don't like that they're a 3-point favorite. Like,
Yeah, two and a
that
half.
kind
That
of
would be
concerns me.
better, but
These are two shit teams. But we are betting the entire board.
yeah,
So I'm gonna take the Giants money line, not spread. I don't feel comfortable enough for the spread.
I feel you on that, bro.
I think Danny Dimes, which we need to change his nickname because all he does is fucking run the ball. I did pick him up in one of my fantasy leagues
Did you?
for this week because of how bad the Falcons defense has been. He's a one for me. He's a 1 week pickup drop or pickup start and then drop.
Yeah,
I don't love him long term, but I mean he's using his legs a ton this season, and those rushing yards add up way quicker than the passing yards, especially rushing touchdowns over passing touchdowns. So
yeah, no, most definitely. I'm going to stay away from this game altogether. I'm going to take the over at 48.5. I think this is going to be two bad defenses with two quarterbacks that, when given the opportunity, can score points. Matt Ryan and Danny Dimes, Danny Interceptions, as we can call him now. But yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity for a lot of mistakes and a lot of points to be scored. So give me the over at 48.5. I'm not going to pick a team to win or cover at this point because they both just suck ass so much. It can go either way. The next game we're going to talk about, another no-brainer. We got Ravens at Lions. Ravens 8-point favorite. Money line minus 385 for the Ravens. Plus 290 on the Lions. Over under is at 50. I mean, Ravens by 10, 20, 30. I mean, I'm going to juice this up a little bit, but yeah, I'll take Ravens minus 8, no problem.
I love anything and everything about this game. Give me the Ravens to cover. Give me the over 50. That's a no-brainer. This Ravens defense hasn't looked spectacular so far this year. Obviously giving up a lot of yards and points to the Raiders and Derek Carr, giving a lot up to, Mahomes and the Chiefs. This is a prop bet game for me. I don't know what the numbers are at. I haven't looked them up yet, but I like Jared Goff over on yards. I like, actually I at first glance, I like TJ Hawkinson over, but I kind of strain away from that because the Ravens did defensively against the Chiefs, where they completely neutralized their number one receiving threat, Tyreek Hill. I mean, you could argue Travis Kelce might be number one over Tyreek Hill, but either way, the Ravens felt Tyreek Hill was the number one receiving threat. They completely neutralized him. He had like 14 yards or something like that. Terrible, terrible game for one of the, probably top 5 receivers in the league. I think they might do the same thing against the Lions with just completely neutralize TJ Hawkinson. So somebody to look at, Quintez Cephas.
Ooh.
Is I don't know what his over under is, obviously, but he's one that I would look out for to take the over. Possibly. The other one would be Amon-Ra St. Brown. We got some weird fucking unknown names here, but it is the Lions receiving core. There's not a lot going on. I would look for one of the two of those guys to absolutely blow their over under out of the water.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that
and the
happening.
the other one will probably get locked out or locked down. So I mean, that's a tough one, but I do love Jared Goff over on yards.
Yeah.
I love Lamar Action Jackson, baby. Can we get a little Action Jackson? I love his all-purpose yards. I don't know what that's at, but his rushing plus passing, just take that in a heartbeat. I think it's going to be a big Lamar game.
Definitely. 100% agree. Lamar looking excellent.
Maybe not, though. I mean, if they're just running the ball down the Lions' throat, the Ravens like to do that, but I'm still taking Lamar. And his total yards over, Goff over. I said, I can't decide, but I think I like Quintez Cephas to go over on whatever his yards are at.
I mean, yeah, you're the prop king. I'm gonna leave you with those. I can't agree or disagree. I mean, those sound good to me, but I just really don't know on those. But yeah, Lamar Jackson's been looking at unbelievable. The rushing yards, I would definitely agree with. All-purpose yards probably as well. Here's a game, Noah. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say one last thing. Give me Goff to throw a pick.
Oh yeah, obviously. Next game I want to talk about, Noah. Well, I don't want to talk about it, but we're going to talk about it because we're betting the whole damn board. Goddamn Bears against the Browns. The Bears being a 7-point dog. Money line is plus 235, minus 305 for the Browns. Over under 46.5. Andy Dalton's up in the air. Matt Nagy had to stand out a lackey after his press conference and refusing to answer the question about starting quarterback, saying that Andy Dalton will be the starter if healthy. God, dude, it's fuck, dude. If we're gonna win games and everything, we might as well throw our best guy in there, and that's Justin Fields at this point. That's been proven. Yeah, he's a rookie and everything. They didn't want to start him because they didn't want him to face Aaron Donald week 1. I completely understand that. With that being said, though, he can play. He is a guy. He knows what he's doing. Let's get him in there. With that, I don't know why we're still starting Dalton. Dalton did his job. He got us through week 1, week 2. I hate this game. I hate this game because Baker Mayfield with a shoulder injury, nothing has been reported or anything like that. That an MRI showed that it's not structural issues. Nothing's wrong. So I'm going to take the Browns money line just to stay safe because I don't know if I'm seeing Justin Fields or Andy Dalton come Sunday.
Yeah, I'm a little bit torn on this game. Like, this is a tough one to pick, but I think ultimately I'm going to have to go with Cleveland to cover. I'll buy a half point or whatever, take them at 6.5. I think they kind of got a little bit shocked despite winning by the Texans, giving them a fucking fight for most of the game there.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to come out and hit hard. If Fields is starting, I like him to have a bad game. It's his first start as a rookie against a mediocre NFL defense, but it's an NFL defense running at full pace. Oddly enough, I'd like Fields' his yards totals because I think the Bears will be playing from behind a lot, especially if Fields is a starter. I like his over for interceptions and turnovers as well. I think he'll make some bad reads, as most rookie quarterbacks do. Some bad reads or bad decisions, trying to force something. I think there'll be some turnovers. That's why I think the Browns cover this is just inexperience.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, Browns cover. I'm taking the Browns money line. Pretty easy. A lot of these games, I feel like Vegas is starting to chill out a little bit. We got some better lines. Like a couple more no-brainers, I would like to say. Like, for example, next game, Bengals Steelers. Steelers a -4 favorite. Money line -195. Bengals +160. Over under at 44. Steelers and medium large Ben have not been looking the best. However, the Bengals have been looking worse. I'm taking the Steelers to cover 4 points.
Yes, I'd have to agree. I think people jumped way too quick on the Bengals Joe Burrow hype train after they beat the Vikings. But like I've said, I don't think the Vikings are that great of a team. I don't think that week 1 victory really meant anything. Bengals played, just escaping my mind. Who'd they play last week?
It's a great question. It was unmemorable.
Why can't I think of it?
Bengals played the Bears last week.
That's right. That's probably why it was so unmemorable.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I remember that game. So Bears obviously getting out to a pretty big lead. Dalton going down with an injury, Fields coming in, didn't really fucking do much. Bengals almost coming back and winning, but Joe Burrow 3 interceptions. Not a good showing. This Pittsburgh defense is way better than the Bears. Well, maybe not way better, but they should be better. Should have more pressure on Burrow than the Bears even did. This is one of those lines that I'm looking at, and I'm like, I don't know why you wouldn't take Pittsburgh minus 3.5. I get there's doubts about their offense and Big Ben's performance and all that, but it seems like a pretty solid pick to me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Steelers cover all day long for us. Next game, this is an interesting one. I think Vegas has a good line on this one. You got the Colts and Titans. Titans are a 5.5 point favorite. On the line is 245. Colts plus 195, over under at 48. I don't think excuse me. I think the Titans, I don't know why they're favorited. I don't like how they've been playing whatsoever. I'm taking Colts money line on this. I think they win this game and get everything kind of rocking and rolling. They've been playing okay these last couple weeks. I think if they can figure out how to stop that run, that's really all that the Titans have at this point is Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry probably looking to get traded in the next couple of years. Give me Colts money line on this.
Dude, you're ridiculous.
How am I ridiculous? How?
Because you're saying the Titans, all they have is Derrick Henry. Yeah, probably the most unstoppable force in the NFL. If you stop Derrick Henry, you beat the Titans. That is correct. How many teams have accomplished that over the last 2 or 3 seasons? Like maybe 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5 at best. That's not an easy task. You're saying, oh yeah, you just have to stop Derrick Henry. Yeah, that's a pain in the fucking ass. I mean, you saw what he did against Seattle last week. Fucking monster game. And that was all in the second half. He had over 150 yards and 3 touchdowns in the second half alone. I mean, that's this whole Titans, like, they have a one-of-a-kind running back who, what they can do is they can just keep running and running and running. And he had 35 touches last week, which is unheard of. But if you're having to tackle Derrick Henry 35 times, your defense is getting worn the fuck down and tired as fuck. Because this dude is built like a linebacker and still runs like a running back. He is crazy. I don't think they needed to add Julio Jones. I think, whatever. That's not the identity of this team. Like, a passing game is not. Everybody who was like, oh, Derrick Henry's going to fall off this year because they're like upping their pass game. No, they're clearly. I mean, they might have tried that because they're like, oh, we have a new shiny toy week 1 against the Cardinals a little bit. But they were also playing from behind that entire game. So a little harder to stay true to the run. Although they were playing from behind against Seattle. They were down what, 13 or 14 going into the fourth quarter. And they just kept running because Seattle could not stop Derrick Henry. I do think Colts defense is a little bit better than Seattle's. I worry about their offense, though. Carson Wentz gone. I mean, I don't like Carson Wentz to begin with, but I do have to admit he's better than Jacob Eason or Sam Ehlinger. So as much as I hate Carson Wentz, he is their best quarterback they have on that roster. And I don't think the Titans defense is very good. I mean, this is a weird game. You got a lot of like mismatch type of things going on. But ultimately, I think the lack of explosiveness and the lack of experience on the Colts offense is going to do them in. And Colts, unfortunately, I think go to an 0-3 start to the season here.
Ooh.
which if you bet Titans to win the AFC South, you've got to be loving this, especially if the Titans win. I believe they were minus 115 or minus 120 at some point. Pretty good odds. The Colts were like close behind that at, plus, I don't know, between like plus 120 and 150. But if you bet Titans here, I mean, despite losing week one, if they go up to 1, and the Colts start 0-3, you gotta love that bet to cash.
You really do. You really do at that point. So are you taking Titans money line, Titans to cover? Where are you going with this?
Yeah, I kind of don't love the spread, but I'm gonna take it anyways. And give me the over on Derrick Henry yards. And give me his receptions over as well. Coming in with, I think, 5 or 6 receptions on 6 or 7 targets last week.
Yeah, and something like that.
Dude, the league better watch out if Derrick Henry starts playing a role in the receiving game too.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Especially goal line, dude. That'll be unstoppable. Unfucking stoppable.
Yeah, if he's catching a screen pass and then you're a DB and you got a fucking Mack truck coming at you at full speed, I mean, watch out. So yeah, I like Derrick Henry's yards. I like his receptions, which will probably be like 1.5 is what it usually is. Maybe it'll be 2.5 after last week. I still like it. Just give me Derrick Henry touchdowns while you're at it. I love Derrick Henry to just have a game. So.
Dude, no, yeah, I see that, but I'm going to take Colts money line. I think Derrick Henry will have a game. Don't think it'll be enough for them to beat the Colts, however. Let's go to the Chargers and the Chiefs, because I think this is an interesting game. Chargers coming off of a big loss. They're still a 6.5-point favorite, minus 295 on the line, plus 230 for the Chargers. Over under at 55.5. Justin Herbert looking good. Obviously, that team still not being able to get a W. But with that being said, Justin Herbert looking like
they won week 1 against Washington.
Oh, you're right. My bad. They're 1-1. I like how Justin Herbert's playing. I like this Chargers offense. Kansas City defense looking rough against a mobile quarterback. Justin Herbert being able to move outside of the pocket, but not to the extent that Lamar Jackson can whatsoever. I'm questionable on the Chargers' run game. That seems to be a weakness for KC. And if Justin Herbert can make some of these passes that Lamar Jackson was making, I think he'll be fine. Like we like to say, Chiefs like to win. They hate to cover 6.5. I love that line. Give me Chargers plus 6.5 all day.
Yeah, this is another tough one for me. I do kind of like the Chargers to cover just because the Chargers love nothing more than playing one-score games.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's just the epitome of the LA Chargers, is the game coming down to the fourth quarter, to like one of the final drives. It just seems like they're always in that situation. And the Chiefs defense has not looked good. Like, they're allowing a lot of points. So, all that adding up is telling me I should easily be slamming the Chargers plus 6.5. But I'm taking the Chiefs.
Really? Wow.
I think them losing in prime time, it's going to be a kick in the ass, and they're going to come out and they're going to play a very abnormal game. I think 8 or 9 times out of 10, I'd probably, maybe not 9, but 7 or 8 out of 10, I'd take the Chargers to cover 6.5 here. No, I gotta take the Chiefs on this one. I think they're gonna come out hot, and I think Mahomes and especially Tyreek after that's my one prop bet for this game is Tyreek Hill over on receptions and yards and touchdowns because dude, he's gonna be so pissed off after being held to was it like 3 catches for 14 yards or some I don't
rough outing.
know the exact numbers, but it was something like that. Yeah, he's gonna be pissed off. Tyreek's gonna be going crazy. Cheetah's gonna be, getting a taunting penalty. I wish I could bet on that. I don't know. That would be a crazy fucking prop. Betting
that
on
would to get a taunt.
Tyreek Hill to get a taunting penalty.
Shit, that would be insane.
Somebody owes me like $500 if that happens. I don't know who, but somebody listening, give me that money. So yeah, I'm going to take Kansas City to cover 6.5, so long as that spread stays under 7, and give me Tyreek Hill on like the over on everything for Tyreek. I think he's going to have a crazy game.
Definitely, I understand where you're coming from. I'm still sticking with Chargers at 6.5. Another game I think is a no-brainer, especially after last week. And I don't think it's an overreaction. I think it's just showing true colors. You have the Saints at the Patriots. Saints getting 3 points. Saints plus 123 on the money line, minus 150 for the Patriots. Over under at 42. This Mac Jones team is very reminiscent of the Tom Brady era in New England with this dunk and dive. As you love to say, what's it called? A system quarterback and everything like that. The Saints.
Yeah, it's a boring offense, but it's efficient and it works.
It is. However, with that being said, I hate the 3. I hate the even number there. I'm going to take the Patriots money line, just to be safe, just in case Jameis Winston decides to go off and everything. Saints are getting back their 8 coaches that they had out last weekend due to COVID-19. But I don't know if that's enough for the Saints to beat this Patriots team. That defense looking incredible, offense running like a well-oiled machine. I'll take the Saints Patriots money line all day.
Yeah, I hate the spread where it is. This game's a toss-up for me, if I'm being honest. If the spread was 4 or 5, I'd be taking the Saints to cover it. But it's not. It's 3. It's right at fucking 3.
Right at 3.
That sucks at a goal. But so I'm torn. I'm torn between New Orleans money line or buying a half point and just taking New England at 2.5. This is a very hard bet for me because I'm very sold on both of these teams still, regardless of what's happened the first 2 weeks,
Yeah.
I like both of these teams a lot. I'm going to stay off of the spread, but I will bet the under, which you said was 42?
Yes.
Might be one of the lowest, if not the lowest unders of the week, but I am taking the under. This is New England Patriot fucking football. This will be a fucking 16-13 game. It's gonna be a low scoring game. Unless Jameis lights it up. Unless Jameis just absolutely lights it up. I don't think the Patriots are going to score a lot of points. And the deciding factor will be how many points the Saints can score.
Yeah, absolutely. Under does look juicy.
And this is not that I am endorsing or taking myself. Maybe I will. I don't know. I still have to decide on it. But if you want to have a little bit of fun, take the Patriots to score a defense or special teams touchdown. Probably get that at around +800, 900. Payout will be really nice. That is not one of my official bets of the week. We're not taking that on the record. I might sprinkle a little bit on that, but that could be a fun one.
It could be. Speaking of fun ones, this next game really won't be. I think it's going to be a blowout from the start. You got Washington football team at the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are an 8.5 point favorite. Minus 385 on the money line, plus 295 for the football team, over under at 45.5. Washington football team with our boy Fitzmagic being out and everything, with that hip injury, Dwayne Haskins or what's his face?
Dwayne Haskins is not on the team anymore. It's Taylor Heineke.
Oh, I thought Dwayne Haskins made the cut.
Dwayne Haskins on the Steelers.
Who the hell else am I thinking of then?
I don't know, but you're a year behind here.
Well, shit, Taylor Heineke then probably going to end up starting for them. Buffalo Bills, I'm still a big Josh Allen fan, big fan of that defense, big fan of what they're doing. In general, I think this is their division to win, even though the Patriots are looking good. I'll take the Bills minus 8.5 all day long. Kind of like the under, but not making that an official pick, just something I'm going to keep an eye on. If that gets any higher, maybe the 46. If it gets to 46.5, I'm probably jumping on the under. Stays at 45.5, I'm probably going to stay away. What are your thoughts?
Well, I agree. I like the under.
Yeah.
At 46. But 8.5. Are you fucking kidding me? This is a total and complete utter overreaction to the Bills beating the Dolphins 35-0. This spread should not be 8.5. This spread should be like 4 or 5. So give me Washington heavy. Give me Washington heavy to cover 8.5. This is disrespectful to Washington that give it an 8.5 point spread. I mean, I love Buffalo, but I mean, it's disrespectful for it to be this much of a spread. Washington is not a bad team. They're not a good or a great team by any means, but they're not a bad team. I think the chances of Washington covering 8.5 are way better than, them losing by 9+. I love the under. I think this is a very low scoring game. I think maybe we get a 23-16 type of game, where it's a 7-point game. Washington covers, but that defense is good enough to hold Buffalo to, under 25, 28 points. And I do think Buffalo is going to win this game, but I think Washington keeps this close.
Yeah.
I think the football team is going to, especially after how many points New York put on them last week, I think they're going to come out angry and they're going to be playing hard. I think Buffalo might start the game a little lackadaisical just because of winning 35-0. It seems like that tends to happen a lot of the time with most teams. It doesn't always happen, but a lot of the time you blow a team out by that much and you come out and, I mean, look at the Saints this week after blowing out the Packers. They come out and they just looked fucking flat.
True. Yeah, no, I'm still sticking with the Bills cover 8.5. I just can't bet against Josh Allen. I'm not a fan of that whatsoever. That's an easy pick for me. With that, I got another easy pick for myself going into the afternoon games, or the late afternoon games, depending if you're on the East Coast or West Coast. You got the Dolphins at the Raiders. And And the line is at minus 3.5 in favor to the Raiders, minus 182 money line, plus 143 for the Dolphins, over under 45 points. I'm just going to take Raiders. I think Derek Carr, he turned something on. He found his drive. He found something. He is clicking on all cylinders. I'm not a fan of what this Dolphins team is doing, especially if Tua is out with a rib injury. Reports are uncertain at this time of recording.
Well, the question with Tua is the amount of ribs. They're saying he could have as many as 8 or 9 bruised ribs.
Yeah, that's a rough day. That's a rough day in the office. I'm taking Raiders to cover 3.5 all day. I like what Derek Carr's doing. I like what this offense is doing. And I like John Gruden. I'm a John Gruden guy. I think this show, we can agree, we're a John Gruden show. We like the guy. We like what he shows up. He shows out.
Yeah, John Gruden's entertaining, if nothing else.
Yeah, very entertaining.
Like I'll tell you what, man. We won twice in week 1. I'm probably doing a terrible impression, but gotta get the eyebrows in there. Hey, tell you what, man. Fuck. I don't want to pick against the Raiders, but I'm going to. Like,
wow, dude. Are you serious?
Well, hey, call me a fucking idiot because I picked against them the first 2 weeks, and I'm picking against them for a third week in a row.
Wow.
And it might bite me in the ass a third week in a row, but.
So you're going Dolphins 3.5?
Yep.
Wow.
Because
that's a pick right there.
Because they are upgrading at quarterback this week.
Wow. Can you now?
Jacoby Brissett is career-wise, I don't think he will be, but a second-year Tua versus Jacoby Brissett, who's been experienced, has had playing time. I like Jacoby Brissett better than Tua. And like I've said, this Dolphins offense, it doesn't matter who's at quarterback. They just need to run the offense. It's one of those run the offense type of things. That's how, the Titans are and a number of other teams where you just kind of plug and play. You just need somebody who's going to take care of the ball and turn it over and run the offense. Brissett can do that. This Dolphins defense is good. Obviously, the Ravens and the Steelers defenses are really good too. So this pick scares me a little bit, but because the line's at 3.5, I like the Dolphins. I don't like them enough to take a money line, but I might even buy a point and take them at 4.5. That's probably what I'll do here. But I like that. What's the over under at?
Probably over under. We're at 45.
Never mind. I'm staying away from that. I was going to say if it was
that's dangerous.
Higher, I was going to take the under, but I don't necessarily love that at 45. But I'll buy that. I'll buy that point and take Miami 4.5.
Most definitely. But I think you're completely wrong. Give me the Raiders minus 3.5 all day. Another over under that's extremely low this week. We got the Jets at the Broncos. Over unders at 41, bro. Jesus Christ. I mean, I know these teams suck, but that's low. Broncos are an 11-point favorite, though, against the Jets. Money lines at minus 670 for the Broncos, plus 460 for the Jets. Zach Wilson is having the issue of being on the Jets. I don't think it says anything about him as a quarterback. I think it just says everything about the Jets organization, with especially with Sam Darnold in the last couple of games finding some success.
Like I said earlier, I started talking about it and then wanted to save it for now. His 4 interceptions, 2 of them were very bad. They were bad decisions. But they were no worse than fucking Trevor Lawrence threw against the Texans.
No,
Lawrence threw worse interceptions against the Texans, or the same caliber of interceptions against the Texans defense that Wilson did against the Patriots, who clearly are disguising a lot more, have better players.
Yeah.
Whatever. And 2 of those interceptions, one for sure was a tipped ball that went off his receiver and popped sky high in the air and got picked off. That's not really his fault. I mean, he could have thrown it a little bit more on the hands rather than the body, but that's a nitpicky thing. Like, that. And then there was another one that was like not 100% his fault. I mean, it was mostly his fault, but not 100%. It's your fucking second game in the NFL, and you got to play the fucking Patriots defense. It's a tough task.
Yeah. Belichick again. rookies is unbelievable.
And Wilson looked really bad in the first half against Carolina, but then he came out in the second half and he absolutely lit them up in the second half. So I've seen, I guess, 2 to 3 quarters of really good football and 5 to 6 of bad football out of Zach Wilson. But Mekhi Becton, they're probably their best offensive lineman. He got injured against the Panthers. He wasn't there. Dude's got no time. He's got a shit offensive line. He does have decent receivers, so I'm not gonna bail him out on the receiver standpoint. But it's a weak offensive line. He's a rookie. It's a first-year head coach. Completely new system. So everybody in New York on the Jets is getting adjusted to this. I think it's the same thing as the Jaguars. I think they're going to get better as the season goes on. I do think the Jets will adjust much faster. I actually like them to cover this game just because of how big the spread is. Denver is not a good enough team to be having an 11-point favorite next to their name.
Yeah. You know what, Noah?
Because what last week? What was the final score of the Denver and Jacksonville game? I mean, I did say
close. Denver
was one of my locks of the week last week. So I will preface it by saying that, but it was 23-13. It was a 10-point game. The Jets are a better team than the Jacksonville Jaguars. So give me the Jets to cover 10.5, 11, whatever it is. That is a ridiculous spread. I think Zach Wilson has his breakout game. I think there's a fucking chance that the Jets win this game. I don't like it, but I think there's a chance. What's the money line at?
460 plus 460.
460, the same as your West Virginia pick. Give me not a lot, not very much confidence, but give me a small sprinkle on the Jets.
You know what, Noah? I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to do something I've never done before. Are you ready for this, bro?
I
don't think you're ready for this. Here we go.
Maybe I'm not. I don't know. We'll see.
So, I don't know if you remember, but the first week of NFL football, I said the Jets. I was so confident in that pick, money line. I would put it on a shirt. It lost that week. All right. This is the unofficial because I don't have a shirt with me with it. I'm putting Jets plus 11. No. I'm putting Jets money line on the shirt for this week. This is the first official, unofficial NFL on a shirt. I'm taking Jets money line. And then here we go. The first ever shirts parlay. Give me West Virginia money line. Give me Jets money line. Make a shit ton of money off a 2-team parlay. You'll love to see it.
Plus
460 plus 460 with 2 teams. Let me run that through the calculator real quick.
I'm pulling it up right now. We're gonna see. I mean, just that 2-team parlay.
So Jets money line, and then I said what?
That
West
is
Virginia, right?
Yeah, that is plus 3,000 odds right there.
Yeah.
So,
I'm on the Barstool app right now. You can't see it because my camera's fucked up. I am literally putting that parlay in as we speak because that's how confident I am. The shirt is 2-0 on college football, about to be 3-0 with the West Virginia pick, about to be 4-0 now with this Jets pick and with this parlay. You'll love to see it, Noah. I'm a big fan. And yeah, we're going to keep rocking and rolling. Next, we have the Seahawks and the Vikings. I think the Seahawks are the worst team in the NFC North. The NFC West. They keep finding ways to win games.
So you've flip-flopped because I believe you said the Niners were it first. Have you changed opinions on that?
No, they both just kind of blow. I think they're both overrated. They're the 2 worst teams. I think this division is gonna come down to the Cardinals and the Rams, and it's gonna come down to these games like the Rams have this week against Tampa Bay. It's gonna come down to these big games, and that's gonna decide this division because they're just gonna beat the shit out of each other in divisional play. With that being said, I do not have the line in front of me right now. I would assume the Seahawks are a favorite after that beating the Vikings took.
Yeah, I have the Seahawks as only a 2-point favorite,
Wow.
and I will be at this game actually.
Oh, no shit.
Yep.
Nice, dude. That'll be fun. Be a good
Yeah.
fucking time.
So
Skull, 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 right?
yeah, no, not at all. I will be it's going to be tough because I'm going to be in like the seating with like Vikings family friend type of like
yeah.
shit. I got free tickets to this one. I'm going to be wearing neutral clothing and keeping my mouth shut, but I will be secretly cheering very hard against the Vikings. I'll just have to contain my excitement when the Seahawks score touchdowns. But yeah, I mean, I can't believe this is a 2-point spread.
Me either.
I mean, I know you have your grievances about the Seahawks. I think they're still a pretty decent team. I think they're like a good 10 or 11 win team. I did pick the Titans money line last week against them. Seahawks were favored by 6.5. They're only favored by 2 this week, but I do think they covered this week because I don't think the Vikings are good at all. Yeah, I mean, give me the Seahawks -2 easy and completely. And on top of that, give me over 56. I think this is gonna be a high scoring game. Kirk Cousins and his Vikings offense has been scoring a lot of points through the first 2 weeks. But their defense is very suspect, and I think Seattle's gonna score a lot more. Maybe not a lot more, but they're gonna score more than a lot. Vikings will score a lot,
Yeah.
and the Seahawks will score a lot, plus another 1 or 2. So
No, definitely. I'm gonna stay away from that spread. I hate 2 points on both ends there. I am gonna take the over with you though at 55.5. I think both these teams are gonna score a lot of points. That Seahawks defense is not nearly as strong as it used to be, and it's gonna show really this week. Then we already covered Tampa, so let's go right into Sunday night. Packers and 49ers. Get this bullshit. Packers are getting 3.5 points against the 49ers, plus 140 on the money line.
gimme. Oh my God. I'm not even being a homer here. I'm just saying, y'all gotta fucking calm the fuck down about this week 1 game against the Saints, because it doesn't fucking matter. I know the Packers defense looks bad, whatever. Bro, San Francisco hasn't looked good.
No, they've looked like shit.
What the fuck have they done? I mean, they almost fucking let the Lions come back from like 20 points down in the fourth quarter to tie the game. Like holy shit. And last week that game was like they fucking played the Eagles last week, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't pull away until late in the fourth quarter. I mean, holy shit, how are the Packers the underdog in this game? Explain that to me.
I literally looked at this line this morning and couldn't believe what I saw. I can't believe it. And I'm taking Packers money line easy.
Other than
all day.
Other than the fact that Aaron Rodgers just sucks in the state of Florida and the state of California and is just tremendous in every other single state in the United States. That's the only thing I can think of, because Rodgers has a terrible track record in Florida and he has a terrible track record playing in California.
Yeah.
Well, since he's been in the NFL. But holy shit, man. I mean, I was expecting the Packers to maybe be, not a huge favorite, but I was expecting the Packers to maybe be like a 2 or 3 point favorite in this one.
2.5 at least, dude.
You're giving me plus odds on the Packers.
Yeah.
Against San Francisco. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it hard.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't even care about the spread on this. I might just throw the spread on for like extra money,
Yeah.
But the money line's my main focus on this one. There's like maybe 6 teams in the NFL that 5 or 6 teams that deserve to be like favored against the Packers in a game. The 49ers are not one of them.
Yeah.
This is a stupid fucking line, which tells me that Vegas has it here because people betting are still worried about the offseason drama and what's going on with Aaron Rodgers and blah, 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 blah. And week one has made them all fucking skittish. Even though we fucking blew out the Lions, it doesn't even matter. People are still fucking worried, which tells me the line is not where it should be. And so, yeah, give me money line, give me the line. I mean, fucking hitting the Packers hard. Give me the over 49.5. That is a low over. The Packers defense has looked pretty fucking suspect. So I expect a lot of points in this one, but I do think the Packers win it in a high scoring shootout.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the difference maker will be Aaron Rodgers is not going to make mistakes. Garoppolo is going to throw a pick or two.
Yeah, 100% agree.
And so I don't like the Packers by a ton, but I like them by, I don't know, 4 to 7 points in this one.
Yeah, can't agree with you more than that. I'll be taking Pack money line because that's just too good of value on that pick. So that's the Sunday night game. Then we have the Monday night game. We have the Eagles against the Dallas Cowboys. Dem boys seem to be dem boys after week 2 victory. Minus 4.5 point favorite against the Eagles. 195 on the line, plus 160 for the Eagles. Over is 52.5. I'm going to take Dallas in the points. This Eagles team looks good. They don't look great. I think they could be coming back within the next couple of years, especially if Jalen Hurts keeps playing like he is and they actually build an offense around him. But Dak Prescott is playing like his contract should. Like he is getting paid what he should, especially after these last 2 games. I hate betting with the Cowboys, but I'll take Dallas in the points.
Yeah. No, I mean, dude, the Eagles suck. I'm gonna reiterate that because some people are forgetting about that. They're 33-6 or whatever win against the Falcons, whatever the final score was. It doesn't mean shit. The Falcons suck. They hung in there with the San Francisco team that is being hyped up by a lot of people, but I think is very, very overhyped. Give me the Cowboys on the spread, man. Give me Cowboys -4. I think this is a great opportunity for the Cowboys to make a statement and really like show everybody, tell the world they do deserve to win this division this year, and they are the best team. And I think they're going to do that. I mean, I think this is going to be a routing. I think this is not even going to be a close game.
Yeah, can't agree with you more on that. That's going to be a fun Monday night game to watch. Over might be in play. I'm going to wait and see on that one a little bit. So yeah, that is all of week 4 NFL football, bro. I mean, week 3 NFL football. What are your final thoughts on this week? Anything else we should be looking out for? Anything else you have on this?
I mean, it's just interesting. We got a lot of big spreads early on the noon slate. And then the afternoon and evening games, it's a lot tighter, but I think a lot like week 1, I think there's going to be a lot of upsets. I think there's going to be a good handful of dogs winning this week.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with you. And dogs, I believe, are 20-6 the last 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anything changes this week. If you're in a survivor pool like myself, obviously my number 1 pick is Denver. This past week I said the Broncos, Packers, and Browns were my 3 locks of the week. This week I'm going with 2 locks and 1 kind of lock. My 2 locks being Arizona and Baltimore. My 1 kind of being Pittsburgh. I also do like Pittsburgh a lot, but they are my 3rd choice on the totem pole there. Don't be afraid to take Arizona or Baltimore. Both of them should be complete locks this week.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I am sticking with my pick of the week being Jets money line. I'm going to ride and die with Zach Wilson. We'll see if that parlay hits. I did get it in with West Virginia and Jets money line. You love to see it. We'll see how that pays out, works out. We will be back next week on Degenerate Takes to cover NFL and college football, week 3 and week 4 for both of them respectively, along with a look at MLB playoffs coming up. Playoffs, we're already talking about playoffs. Holy shit. And then we have NBA and NHL right around the corner. It's a busy time, but we will be here on Degenerate Takes and Degenerate Bets to win all the money, to make Vegas pay, bro. They take way too much money from me. I'm ready to take it all back. Here we go. Please like, share, and subscribe. Be a part of the team that helps us beat these algorithms. And we'll be back next week with more Degenerate Takes.